So, what do we know for sure? Well, whatever happened to Marty Woods, it was most certainly gang-related. And no doubt involved Carter and the Jerome Watts. So whatever happened to Marty must have happened on the docks behind Duke's place. No, that's not a relevant fact. At least not relevant to linking to Duking with it, and yet... Oh. Come on. Dan is your concern now. But what's her reaction going to be when Robert contacts her? And more important, if she's being watched, what are they going to think of the police being involved? Robert knows it.
Hi! I thought I'd just drop by to see your partner and my lover. Oh, I tell you, Anne, I haven't seen him since this morning. It feels like a week. Must be love. Hmm?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right.
Sean?
Okay, I'm here. You okay, Felicia? Felicia?
Sean?
Where is she?
Sean?
Go hide her!
Here.
Felicia!
I'm here, I'm okay. Sean? Sean?
Go hide her!
Sean? I'm here. Sean? Is anybody here? Anybody? Sean, where are you? Sean, is that you? Sean, is that you? Talk to me. Sean? Hello? Somebody talk to me. What are you going to do? Let go of me. What do you want? Let go of me.
It's useless to struggle.
What have you done with Sean?
I'll ask the questions, you answer them.
What have you done with Sean?
Now look, every time you open your mouth and it's not to answer my question, it'll cause great pain to either you or Mr. Donnelly. Do you understand me?
Who are you?
You're not listening to me. Now look, I'm just going to break one of his fingers now.
Oh, no, please.
Okay? And then we're going to break 9 more. And after that, we can break his arms. Do you understand me? Break one of his fingers.
No! No!
Now do you understand?
Yes.
And from now on, you'll address me as Commander. Is that clear?
Yes. Commander.
Mr. Donnelly.
All right. When we stop these games, I don't know what you want from me, but you don't need to hurt.
But we do, Mr. Donnelly.
Look, she's only a friend. She just happened to be there when you grabbed me. Let her go.
Well, I don't think so, Mr. Donnelly. You see, what we want to know is directly related to Mrs. Jones. We want to know where her husband is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I think you do, Mr. Donnelly. And you're going to tell us.
I've had experts try to make me talk, my friend.
Yes, I know. That's why we thought we had to bring Mrs. Jones along. You see, whatever you get, she'll get 3 or 4 or 5 times.
You're a very brave man, aren't you? Huh? All right.
The way I see it, Mr. Donnelly, whatever information you refuse to give us will result in such pain being applied to Mrs. Jones that she will sooner or later give it to us herself. We will ask the questions only of you at first, Mr. Donnelly. Each time you are uncooperative, Mrs. Jones will pay. If you continue to remain obstinate, then we'll turn our full attention on Mrs. Jones, assuming, of course, that she is still capable of answering. Is that clear?
Perfectly.
Good. Now, where is Frisco Jones?
She doesn't know.
But you do.
Drop dead.
No, it's the lady who will wish that she had dropped dead.
Don't you hurt her! Don't you hurt her!
It's too late, Mr. Donnelly.
You are dead, my friend. You are dead.
Now, where is Frisco Jones?
Drop dead.
I got to remember to ask Duke how in the world he puts up with these irregular hours that all these investigators have. You know, I'm not actually sure, though, I'm going to be able to handle not knowing where Sean is all the time. It does have a good side, though. If he doesn't keep regular hours, then we can just jet off to some wonderful place whenever we feel like it, right?
Oh, yeah. It has its advantages.
So frustrating. You know, I just didn't understand his mood swings all the time. Probably never would have if it wasn't for Robert looking for Cheryl.
Oh, is there still no word on that?
No. You know, but I have to believe about what she said in her note. You know, she said that she was going to be careful. I gotta believe she's not going to do anything to put herself in danger.
Well, you know, it is a very good sign that Robert hasn't been able to find out anything about her.
What do you mean?
Sometimes people that are in trouble are easy to find for some reason.
I hadn't thought about that. I hadn't thought about that. I mean, maybe she's just out there someplace, just, I don't know, just thinking it all over. And when she comes back, she'll let me give her my kidney.
Oh, yeah. Robert told me about that. My goodness, it's very brave of you.
It's nothing. Nobody needs two kidneys anyway. So maybe my Uncle Horace, you know, he was the black sheep of the family. He drank like a fish. That's two animals. It's two animals. Sufficient animal? I don't know. Anyway, Aunt Josie always said that living with Uncle Horace was like living in a zoo. Oh, I believed it. It was awful. Like a pigsty.
Oh, it's getting very close to your wedding, isn't it? I mean, you can't very well get married from a hospital bed, can you?
You know, that's a $64,000 question. I was going to talk it over with Sean. What in the world is keeping this man? I don't know what's holding him. Turn some heads, wouldn't it?
Getting married in hospital? I would think so.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I mean, I had planned on having a great big, huge, spectacular place for the wedding, you know, and inviting all of the friends and having a party just, it goes on forever. But instead, there I would be in a hospital bed in a beautiful white wedding gown. And Cheryl in the adjoining bed doing her maid of honor duties. That would be so funny, wouldn't it be? It'd make the news. And we could be sitting there sipping ice water out of one of those little bent straws that they always have. Makes you kind of wonder sometimes, doesn't it?
About postponing the wedding?
No, I mean about changes. About how your life either turns out better or worse than what you expected it, but it never, ever turns out the way you expected it to.
Sometimes doesn't turn out the way you'd wish it to, either.
But it has to. My wish has to come true.
Oh, Tiffany. Oh, I'm sorry.
I know. It's not your fault. I know it's not your fault. It's just that I cannot forget that I'm the one that caused Cheryl all that pain. And I wish with all my soul that I could do something to make it up to her, that I could give her back what I gave her.
You will. I mean, you said that the note was positive and everything.
I know. I'm sorry. This is absolutely disgusting, carrying on like this. I'm just nervous, you know. We weren't very close for a long time.
I know.
Do you know, over these past few weeks, I don't know, I really do love my sister, you know. It's the way it should have been all along, and I didn't. And what really bothers me is because, you know, a year ago I didn't even really care. I wouldn't have cared at all.
Oh, well, sometimes, you know, it's worthwhile. I mean, even though it hurts a bit more, it's worthwhile.
I understand what you're saying, and I really appreciate your concern. I don't know, words of wisdom always sound comforting, but having loved, it doesn't make the pain worthwhile. I think maybe if you thought of it in terms of maybe if you were losing Duke, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
My makeup is a mess. I don't want Sean to see me like this. Oh, thank you for putting up with me. I'm sorry.
Or maybe one day you'll return the favor.
Hello, darling.
Hi.
Hi, Tiffany. How are you?
Hi, Duke. How are you? Very nice to see you. Anna, would you please have Sean call me? Yes, absolutely. I will. Yes. Bye-bye.
Did I say something?
Oh, no, it's not you. She's just so worried about Cheryl and everything. I don't know.
Oh, she has been gone quite a while, yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's worried about her.
Oh, it took you so long.
Lipstick all over you. Well, yeah, I wasn't expecting you here.
I didn't expect to come here, but I was in the club, and, well, it seemed Angel was running things very well, and Terry was singing, all the tables were full, and I thought, well, hell, they don't even need me there, so I'll come over here and spend some time with you.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, why don't you switch your answering machine on, and we can go home. You can carry on with business in the morning.
No, I can't do that. I'm waiting for a call, and I can't wait until the morning.
Well, God knows I've asked you to wait for me long enough, so I'll just wait for you.
Well, why don't you go home? I'll be home soon, you see, and I'll meet you there.
No, I won't hear of it. I'll hang around here and wait for you. I'll help you kill time until you get your call.
Sweet.
Was that part of an answer? Then Mr. Donnelly will have to pay for it. Now, look, Mrs. Jones, I am not an unreasonable man. But I have asked you question after question, and still I've gotten no more answers. Now, why don't we be friends, huh? We'll have a little conversation, and you can say whatever you please.
Please, can I have some water?
Well, it's right on the table in front of you.
I'd reach it, but I'm all tied.
Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. Your hands are tied. Now, you see, I'm not an unreasonable man. But I have my job to do, right? And my job right now is to find Frisco Jones.
I told you I don't know where he is.
But you know more than you're saying. Now listen, Felicia. You and I, we're dependent on each other. We need each other. Now look, I gave you the water and the opportunity to speak, and now I want the information that I need. What have you learned from the WSB about Frisco?
I can't tell you. He's my husband. I have to protect him from you.
It looks like your dentist has been neglecting you, Mr. Donnelly.
Take the right motor while you're in there, all right?
Very funny. But I'm afraid I have no anesthetic.
I've been through this before.
Then you have the advantage on Mrs. Jones.
Look, buddy, you can play all the recordings you want to of tortured women screaming. I'm still not going to talk.
Don't you think she's in danger?
No, I don't.
Why not?
Because if you hurt her, then you'll have to kill me or spend the rest of your life looking over your shoulder, wondering how and when I'll get you.
What makes you think I'm afraid to kill you?
You do that, friend, you'll have half the WSB on your tail until they eliminate you.
I think it's time to put your brave words to a test, Mr. Donnelly. You'll have to excuse me a moment, Mr. Donnelly.
Sure, no problem.
Sean?
We have something to show you, Mrs. Jones.
Sean?
I'm here.
Sean?
Sorry.
Knives? What are those for?
We have a little experiment.
Sean?
All right, Felicia.
Sean?
It's very important that a knife be sharp. A properly sharpened knife can cut so deeply and so smoothly.
Touch her.
You almost wouldn't feel the pain.
No.
It's like ice
No.
being drawn
No.
across the flesh.
Well, if I remember correctly, you and Sean, you spent a lot of money on fancy answering machines, so why don't you just put them on and we'll go home and you can check in and see if anybody calls you.
Well, yes, I mean, it is a good idea, but I do have to wait, so you just go on home, and I really won't be too long.
You know, it's a pity we can't manage to synchronize our personal lives. Does it ever occur to you it's a shame that Robert wasn't able to leave you to Fran Woods?
A shame?
Well, then we'd have something in common in our careers.
Don't ever joke about something like that. I'm out of that case now.
I'm sorry. Oops.
You've got a new key ring. When did you get this? It's cute. Oh, well, she's got good taste, Miss St. John.
It's a decorator's custom.
Oh, yeah. One of the oldest.
No, they give a gift to their clients after they've done large decorating jobs. New York, they do that there.
And then they give engraved key rings to commemorate the gift, I suppose.
Oh, come on, Annie, you're better than that.
If she gave it to you, you don't have to use it.
You know how mean I am. It's very expensive. I'd hate it to go to waste.
Yes, and I'm not sure I like you having all these designing women in your life.
And why didn't... All things considered, I guess I could have knocked first.
Why should you? I find it rather amusing that my wife is accusing me of indiscretions while she's waiting here till all hours of the night for her former husband to show up.
Oh, come on, that's not fair, Duke.
This is the call you were waiting on.
Yes, it is.
This is the reason you wanted me out of the office.
Duke.
At least my business affairs, Anna, are that. Business. Excuse me. Good night, Robert.
Maybe I should have called first.
Yes, you should.
Hey, listen, you've got no right to be angry. I'm the one here with the beef.
Well, what is it?
What is it? It's the Fran Woods address. That's what it is.
Yeah, you checked it out?
Not personally. I sent some people around there with a warrant an hour after I gave them the information.
And?
It was empty. But you want to know what else? The place had been scrubbed clean of any record of their being there. No one can even recall seeing her.
Fran gave me a fake address?
I don't think so. There were no fingerprints, not a one. Everything. Wiped clean. Doorknobs, telephone sets, telephones. There wasn't a print to be had. Listen, why couldn't you have given me this information sooner?
I tried to call.
How long have you had that address?
You couldn't have done any more than I did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What about mugshots? Can you do that? Maybe showing her IDs to some of Marty's friends, people he used to hang around with?
Don't you realize that she would have run a mile if she knew that the police were involved? I told you that. We got more information out of her because she trusted me, and she would have been scared to death of you.
All right, well, think about this. If you had have gotten me involved sooner, she would now be securely hidden away in a safe house, along with her children, which is a far more pleasant alternative to the grisly end she might be at now. Let's keep it civilized, Mr. Donnelly.
Fine. Just in time. We'll go one-on-one.
We'll go all over it again.
No, I'll save you the trouble. You just put a bull on me or start having nightmares about when I'm going to put one of you.
What does WSB know about Frisco Jones?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't want to make this messy, Mr. Donnelly.
Then take your best shot while you still have the chance. Because I'm not telling you a thing.
We'll see, Mr. Donnelly. Now let's start at the beginning, shall we?
Chicken.
What does WSB know about Frisco?
They don't know anything about nothing.
You didn't hurt me. I don't know what you did, but it didn't work.
Oh, but it did, Mrs. Jones.
Why? I can't feel anything.
You weren't supposed to get hurt. It was all for the benefit of Mr. Donnelly. Your screams were much appreciated.
He would never tell you anything.
Oh, no?
No.
Your husband was last contacted in North America.
How did you know that?
Mr. Donnelly told us. He heard your screams. He didn't want you to endure any more pain. Now, I'm sure that you'd like to return the favor. Now, where in North America was your husband last contacted?
Ask Mr. Donnelly.
Mrs. Jones, that's exactly what we'll do.
All right, what are you guys up to now?
Sean? Sean?
Felicia, is that...
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah.
Oh, good, honey. You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Felicia?
Sean! Oh, my God, what have I done to you?
It's nothing. It's all a fake. Don't believe what you see. That's all. Don't believe what you see.
Mrs. Jones, how about a demonstration of a cattle prod?
Felicia!
No.
It's all a fake.
No.
It's all a fake, honey. It's all a fake. Believe me, it's all a fake.
No.
All a fake.
Oh.